All right, guys, it's Saturday morning. I am up. It's about 7:48 in the morning. Check-in is supposed to be between 8 and 9, so I'm gonna grab some breakfast. Got pretty hungry yesterday, so I'm gonna try to find like Hardee's or McDonald's or something, grab a breakfast sandwich. Grab a breakfast sandwich, then I'm gonna try to find like a Walgreens, because this foot situation is becoming a little scary. It's just raw and sore, and I'm afraid that if today goes anything like yesterday, by the end of the day I'm gonna literally be dragging a bloody stump around all day, and they'll start calling me Bloody Foot Stump FPV. Yeah, my foot's hurting me pretty bad. If you've ever had plantars, yeah, it's pretty gnarly. So I'm gonna go to Walgreens, I'm gonna get some ibuprofen, get on drugs, maybe grab some snacks for the cave. I have no idea where Walgreens is, so. Today's gonna be awesome. So we got qualifying racing. I looked online and it looks like I am in a qualifying heat with Gab 707, which I haven't seen him. He may have just skipped the practice day because he's from Canada, I don't know. But Gab 707, one of the fastest guys on earth if you watch DRL. He's in my heat. J-Rod, who got 3rd place at the national championships, is also in my heat, so I gotta figure out how today's gonna work. But yeah, that's kind of the plan for now, so totally looking forward to it. We'll see how today shakes out. I really hope that I can make some progress and get these lap times. So. We're in. That's a hike. Get my stuff situated, figure out, make sure I'm not late for anything, and then ready to give it my all today. So let's do it. All right, so this is a bit of a disaster. As you guys know, I was pretty torn about whether or not I should fly in the pro division or the intermediate division. I definitely felt like I was an intermediate guy, not good enough to be in the pro division. But my motivation was the top 15 pro pilots were gonna get a trip paid to India to race at a huge race in India in February. I just found out that that has changed. The top 7 from the pro division are going to India, and the top 3 from intermediate is going to India. Bad move. I would have definitely been competitive in the intermediate division, and I'm gonna get trumped in the pro division. The top half of the intermediate division is going to make it into the bracket. We'll see how it goes. So making the trek back out of the cave. Qualifying heats are happening. A lot of good races going on. It seems like the micro track is kicking butt. Like they're getting through that really easy, really quick. The big track, they're having some video issues, but I think they're figuring it out. So I've got about 2.5 hours until my race heats start. So I'm gonna head out and get some food and nurse my pathetic foot. Alright, so just leaving the hotel. I actually left and got some lunch a little bit ago. I wanted to eat early because, to be honest, my nerves have been getting to me. My stomach's been really messy today, so I wanted to eat early and give myself some time to poop in a real bathroom. So I did that, I got some food, and then I went to Walmart. My lanyard that I use for my Taranis, the clippy part, they're not very expensive, they're super cheap, but I noticed like the threads are coming undone, and I'm afraid my Taranis is gonna fall off. I went to like every vendor there at the race, and no one was selling lanyards. And so I remembered that my actual clippy thing I got from Walmart in the keychain section. And so I went to Walmart and bought one, and these are actually really cool. I used this lanyard as is for a while until I started using the one from my big Panasonic camera, because it's a little more heavy duty and it's not pinchy like the actual Taranis ones are. But this was really nice. It's a decent, I mean, this is cheap. $1.47 at Walmart. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is there's an anti-choke device. And so if you're gonna use this for your Taranis or anything heavy, what I had done is I just took some 5-minute epoxy and rubbed it around on there and snipped it shut. And the one I used to use got really sturdy that way, but just keep that in mind. So what I needed was this part to clip to my get up. And while I was at Walmart, I noticed they had a bunch more. So at $1.47 each, I bought a handful of them. So what I want to do for anyone who shares this vlog before I go into the cave tomorrow, I'll give you one of these. I'm a big spender. I'm gonna give you $1.47 plus tax worth of swag. But this is really nice. I'm having this Clippy thing. Is really wonderful. I would much rather have this than the actual Taranis one. The one that comes with the FrSky Taranis, like when it's on, it pulls the hairs on the back of my neck, and that sucks something fierce. So if you want one of these, share this vlog on Facebook and be sure and tag me in it so that I know that you shared it, and then come track me down in the cave and I'll give you one. So while supplies last, obviously. Get your own custom Shames radio lanyard thing. All right. All right, so that's that. I'm heading back to the cave. My heats on the micro track are supposed to start in 35 minutes, but I noticed online that they're already through the heats on the micro track. So I doubt they would start early. That would just be a big pain in the butt. So I'm not worried about them starting early necessarily, but I am very cautious and I want to get there right on time or a little early myself so I'm not late. So for this afternoon on the micro track and on the big track, my heat is assigned, and there's a lot of big pilots in my heat. So if you watch the DRL season, one of the fastest guys pretty much the whole year was Gab 707. That dude is insanely fast from Canada, and he's in my heat. So Gab's in my heat. There's another pilot that goes by J-Rod. Jared is his name. He got third at Nationals. He'll be in my heat all afternoon. And then finally Provo FPV, who is also a DRL pilot. Super fast, super consistent pilot, is in my heat. So we gonna learn something today. That's kind of the mode I'm in. I'm not disappointed about being in the pro division. My whole goal is to try to learn and get used to flying in these types of situations. So yeah, should be a blast. Depending on whether or not they do the micro track, I'll get to fly 6 packs with those guys. So let's get back into the cave and we'll see how it goes. All right. Back in the cave and getting ready for my race heats. I'm due up in the next 10 minutes at some point on the micro track. So got all my gear ready and get those jitters out, baby. So I'm excited. No matter what, it's gonna be the best day ever. So. Alright, so how did I do flying against Gab and J-Rod and Provo and Envy Astro for the first time? I put a dead battery on my quad. I was flying one of my atmospheric adventure builds. It's got a bad current sensor, so I could have sworn that I had every battery in the box charged up. I found the dead one and I put it on my quad and I got 4 laps in and then fell out of the sky. Bah humbug. When I plugged the battery in, it was at 10 volts. We'll see if it's able to come back from that. Alright, so I just finished up my 3 heats over at the micro track, which is over there. I did finish up my 3 heats at the micro track. Typically I judge how well I did by whether or not I landed on purpose at the end. If you get to land intentionally, that means you had a pretty good round. I did not have any pretty good rounds. I landed prematurely in all 3 rounds. I'm not even that concerned about it. I got 3 or 4 laps in the first one before I crashed. I got 3 or 4 laps in the second one before I crashed. And in the third one, I was bound and determined to fly conservative, to get some laps in, but I got hit right in the first turn, knocked down, but I got back up, and then I got hit again on the last straightaway, so I didn't even get 1 lap. Kind of a bummer. Also having a little bit of video issues. Apparently one of my VTX is putting out like 60 milliwatts when it's supposed to be putting out 25, so the timing system wasn't picking me up, but like I said, I'm just not that concerned about it. The big track we'll go to next. It's behind quite a bit, so I've got some time. I'm gonna head out to the car and just look at my phone and relax for a few minutes. So I'm hoping that all of my suckage is out of the way, and that means I'll do good on the big track, but don't hold your breath. And they're whooping. Whoopee, whoopee, whoopee. so I'm getting ready to start our 3 heats on the big track. Group C is getting ready to start on the big track. It's about 5:45, so we're about an hour and a half behind, but not a huge deal. That's actually pretty respectable. So I'm pretty pumped up. You know, anything can happen. So I'm really just trying to get my nerves under control and do the best I can. I want to leave tonight feeling like I did on the track my maximum potential for this weekend, and that will be awesome. I don't want to crash. I don't want to, you know, screw it up. I just want to get some clean heats. So that's my goal going into it. And all right, let's do some flying. Every way, that was an absolute disaster. Felt so prepared. I had both of my quads I was going to run in this track good to go. I thought I sat my first quad down. It would not bind. It wouldn't connect to my crossfire. So I don't know what this issue is there. I'm trying to get inside of it, maybe resolder it. So I ran as fast as I could back to the table. I got quad number 2, put it on the line, goggles down, thumbs up for good video. The tone went off. I hit the throttle and straight over, bad ESC. So pretty devastating. I should have an hour, give or take, to try to get this figured out. So got the soldering iron out. So the quad with the receiver issue, I'm gonna have to fix that at the hotel. I got the ESC swapped out. I did a quick test hover of the other Floss build, so hopefully that's the one I'm gonna try to fly with. And I'm actually taking one of the Atmospheric Adventures builds to the line with me, because I'm not gonna have people waiting on me again. Oh, this is so stressful. This is by far the most stressful race I've ever been a part of. I got some laps in. I guess it could have been worse, but it definitely could have been better. Look at that. It absolutely did not fare well. The funny thing is that's the ESC I just repaired. Yeah, it looks like it destroyed the flight controller too. It's not just an arm swap, but it took the ESC pads clean off the board. So I have one more heat tonight. Pretty devastating, but it is what it is. I'm having fun. It is really nerve-wracking. But and Elvin from
FPV Podcast.
The FPV Podcast. They are the OGs in the FPV podcasting world.
Yeah,
so.
We are the OGs, boys.
Yeah, man, they're like a spoonful of sugar after a really gnarly heat I had.
Hey, we appreciate this guy listening.
Yeah.
And say hello to everybody that's watching.
Hey. All right, that was a good time. I have literally listened to every podcast they have done over the past 6 months, and even before that, I went through and cherry-picked some too. So super cool to meet those guys. So Scully's gonna give me a re-race due to the failure I had in the first heat over here in the big. It's not gonna make the biggest difference. Obviously, I'm sidetracked because I got chatting with Elvin and Y, but in that heat, I obviously crashed out. To be completely honest, I don't even know why or how or what. I just know I went down. And I got you those video clips to show you what it's like to sit there while everyone else is racing. It's kind of like Make-A-Wish, and you get to be in the dugout and watch all the baseball players play. Yeah, that's what that was like. But that was definitely a front row seat. So anyway, I'm gonna get my gear together and see if I can't pound out some laps or completely destroy quad, one of the two. So let's do it. So I just did my last heat and gosh. This is the most brutal, hands down, by far. At least I found it. It's destroyed, but I found it. This is the most brutal, destructive race I've ever been to in my life. I'm exhausted. I'm officially done. I'm officially out. We are hosting our Toys for Tots fundraiser race next Saturday, so I'm either gonna be building this week. I just wanna like hang out with my wife because I miss her right now. I might just race direct next weekend unless I can get these rebuilt. I have all the parts to rebuild everything. It's just pretty exhausting. So my skill level the way that it is, and being in the pro division, I had no choice but to try to get lucky, fly as hard as I can. That's what I did. It obviously didn't work. It wouldn't have done me any good to fly slow. So I'm gonna hang out for a bit now. I don't have to worry about being here at any certain time tomorrow, so I'm gonna stay out, check out everything that's going on. They're doing a Team Black Sheep spec race here in just a second, or maybe right now. And then they're also doing a Titan drone race. So I'm gonna just send you out with a bunch of clips of that. Enjoy it, and be sure to share, subscribe, hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and we'll catch you next time on Heart of America FPV. So that's the deal, guys. November 11th, we're gonna be racing in Columbia, Missouri. It's gonna be a huge deal. We're raising money for Toys for Tots. Several local businesses have stepped up. One that is providing free shirts to everyone that enters. Every dollar that's collected in registration fees is gonna go straight to Toys for Tots. Another local business has stepped up. They're gonna match every penny and give that directly to their local Toys for Tots Foundation. So absolutely, it's gonna be a fun time. It's a good opportunity. A lot of times, drone pilots, acro pilots, freestyle guys get a bad rap for not caring and just running over everybody. This is our chance to do something great. It's also a huge deal because Columbia, Missouri has an RC ban in their parks, and their parks have graciously opened up for this event, giving us a great spot to be racing. There's electricity, there's bathrooms, there's food nearby. More than likely, it's just a couple hours drive for you along I-70, super easy to come check out this race, be a part of it. Even if you can't make it, be sure and share this video, help us get the word out about it, and we look forward to seeing who the top pilot in Central Missouri is. You can find the race on multigp.com. We will put a link in the description of this video. I will see you on November 11th in Columbia, Missouri. Let's do it.